Good morning, people. Good morning, y'all. This morning, I'm going to talk about building business relationships as I'm getting ready to head back out to this convention. Talk about business building, relationships, who you're, who you should be looking to build relationships with in business. For those of you guys who are new, I'm Latonna Robertson, the Lady Print Boss, and I teach people how to grow their business as well as run my own businesses, things like that. And this week, I have several events that are scheduled that we're doing. Um, I do corporate events and things like that. So we're currently in the middle of a live event now, and I'm just going to get on and kind of give a few tips about things that you can do, things that'll help you when you are growing your business, things that you should do. So it is about 9, I think 9:05 or something like that. And I've got to be at this venue about, gonna try to arrive about 10:30. So whenever you are doing work with a client, any client, right? Sometimes when you're doing work with corporate clients, there's like a whole team. It's not that you're just talking to one person. You may be talking to a team of people, or you may be hired by one person, but that person has a boss, and then there are other people, other sponsors, and things like that that are involved in the whole. There's a whole team of people that are involved in getting things done, right? Now, you being the printer or the provider of whatever service that you're providing, you have to know who, you have to pick your team. And you have to know, of these people that you're dealing with, who's the company or the person who's more likely to rehire you, who's going to be the person that's going to rehire you, and that's the people that you need to make happy. I try to make everyone happy. So at the event that I'm doing now, y'all, it has been a challenge. Most people would walk away or panic. However, when you're a professional, you can't panic, and you sometimes, so for example, I got to the venue and the company did not pull a permit for the electrical. Y'all let me know as y'all come in. So they didn't pull the permit for the electrical, which meant that we could not have a screen printing dryer there on site. That was a huge problem, and it should be a huge problem because you always want to have a dryer there to dry the shirts. Good morning, Michelle. You always want to have a dryer there on scene to dry the shirts. You're going out and you're doing these events, and this can happen to anyone. Of course, we have a electrical clause in our contract that says that you must have electricity, and you have to be able to make sure that you provide the electricity, pull any permits and things like that. Because I've been doing events for a long time, I know what is required. However, y'all, for this particular event, I just assumed that the event planner knew, and that the hotel had provided, all the information to them that they needed, which they did. However, um, what happened is the lady she did not read what the contract said. So she did not pull the permit to have the electrical permit to have the dryer there. Now, the fire marshal came, they pulled a permit for the coffee maker, but not for the dryer. So they just didn't know, right? She just did not know um, that she needed a permit. So she pulled the permit for the coffee maker. The fire marshal came through and said, baby, where you going? You cannot have this dryer in here. And so, first thing I did was try to pull a permit myself. It would take 3 days to get the permit, so of course I wasn't able to get a permit to do the event. So at that point, it's either I had to make a decision because we're talking about big money here, right? And of course, in the contract, there's no refunds, right? There's no refunds. There's a clause in there that if you breach the contract, you don't get any money back. But now, when you're talking anything over 5, 10, 15, $20,000, right? Um, to go out and live print, you can't walk away. You just can't walk away. You do everything in your power to not walk away. So we ended up printing outside on the dock. Well, not printing outside on the dock, but we ended up leaving because the machine couldn't go in. So we had to leave the machine outside and came up with a plan to pivot to put the machine outside on the dock. And my nephew ran back and forth yesterday, and it was just to do a few prints. I didn't even try to do what we would normally do. We still got off 1,300 of the shirts. Good thing that we had pre-printed a lot of shirts. A lot of the fronts were already pre-printed, so a lot of people just said, hey, just give me the fronts. But we still have to get up there, even though things are not going the way that it's supposed to go. It has to look, whenever you're doing an event or you're working with a client, everything has to look as if it is flowing properly. It cannot look as if something's going wrong. Even if it's not your fault, it has to flow. So what we had to do is we had to get up there and I screen print or can screen print, and as we're printing, we print a shirt, pull a shirt out, give them a shirt that's pre-printed, run shirts to the dryer and things like that, tell them it takes 5 minutes to dry, so that everything still rolls smoothly, so that the people at the event absolutely never know that there's no dryer or that there is an issue going on, right? You just can't. Now, could I have walked away? Because someone said, girl, I would have walked away. I could have walked away. However, the I'm not into the walk away thing, because 10 events, if I do 10 events in a year's time, I wouldn't have to do anything else, right? And I'm trying to build my name and build the brand and work with more and more and more event planners. I want to be known as the person who solves the problem, who's just the bulldozer, a pivot queen that just knows that when something's going on, we're going to do it this way, we're going to do this. Just that person that makes shit happen. And that's what you want to be known for in your business whenever you do anything. Like, as I was talking to people, and I didn't even know this about myself, but as I was talking to people, it was, oh, Latana, you're just, I was like, oh, no problem, no problem. We'll make that work. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Because your event planner is the person who brings you the money. I took a huge hit yesterday, y'all. I took a huge hit yesterday. Shit that was not my responsibility. I'm a strong person, right? So when you have a strong personality, and this doesn't work for everybody. Everybody's not that person that'll take that hit and withstand it. Some people say, oh no, that's not in our contract. So you have event planners, you have sponsors, you have people above sponsors, you have people above that, you have hotel people, different things going on. So a lot of the things that went on yesterday, I took the hit for. Intentionally took the hit for, because you got to know your role, okay? In my role, in the print industry is I have people who are, when you have people that are coming in from different countries, right? You may see these people one time in your life. There's a probably a 1 in 1 trillion chance that I may run into these same people again, into the sponsors again, right? So my thing is I'm playing defense, okay? And when I say I'm playing defense, I'm protecting the event planner at all costs. I'm protecting her, bobbing and weaving, right? So anytime any bullshit gets thrown on her to mess up her name, I'm gonna cover it, because I know that I have an iron tight clause, right, going on. And so what that does is that makes that person say, "Wow, oh, you took that for me. I can't believe." And so, and I did yesterday, and I had to do a lot of things to make things happen, like certain shirts they wanted, and they wanted to change up things. And so I said, you know what, we're gonna make this even. We're gonna do this many for you, and we'll do this many for them, and we'll make everybody's happy. Part of your business, part of the business in being a printer, um, doing these live events, is not about printing, y'all. It's about entertainment and providing that exceptional service to where, now they know that you're worth 20 grand to come out. Oh, we're not gonna call that printer over there that's gonna come out for 5 grand. We're gonna call TSD. We're gonna call Dallas Live, because we know that we're gonna pay them. But one thing we know is that she's gonna pivot. If we need extra hours, we're gonna do it. As I was there yesterday, people were saying, well, there was a situation where they had a reception that was going to start at 4:30. I'm scheduled to leave at 4:30. Hey, Latana, you're going to leave at 4:30. We have this reception. They're panicking. That's where most of the people are coming through. Everything is negotiable. Everything is negotiable, right? We can make, so when people say, hey, can you make something happen? We can make that happen. We can make that happen. And what we can do, we can Twitter finger, and we can get on there, and we can send an invoice real quick and bill you for that extra hour and a half. It's not a problem, right? So whenever I do these events, I always keep that day or that time frame pretty much open. Now yesterday I had to go meet somebody else with another event that's being set up, which that's going to be another pivot also, because tomorrow it's going to rain, and it's going to rain the whole day tomorrow, guys, which is going to be challenging because I'm going to be outside. Hold on one second. Okay, guys, so that's going to be a challenge in itself. But to the first event, we have all of these different challenges, right, that we have to deal with. And you just have to make sure that you have enough manpower when you're doing this thing. This event was probably an event that I should have had 5 people, and I had 3, me, Ken, and Adrian, which would have been fine had Ken been able to stay there from the beginning. But whenever you have to send your number one printer off to go do something, and then me at events, I don't really print much anymore. I just deal with customer service and talking to people, and just even through, and this is the thing, y'all, it's not for everybody, right? You have to have that personality. Keisha, you remember when we were at the live event and I was like, Bob, dance, smile, and so it's, no matter all the stress that's going on, you've got to make everything look as if it's working seamless. If there's a problem, something happens to a screen, you have to pivot. You pull out another one and you keep moving, whatever is going on. And even when you say no, I said no probably 500 times to people yesterday, because we ran, people were I people were asking for sizes that we had run out of, and I would say, no, I'm sorry, we're out of that size. Oh, can you look? I just looked, but we're out of that size, and we make, we have it in this size. And so you have, no matter what's going on, like, I'm totally pissed because people are constantly moving the shirts, right? They're constantly unstacking those shirts. And so I'm all about presentation. So you have to have someone there who's constantly setting up the shirts and dealing with people. Um, I remember when Keisha came down and we did the event for it was a birthday event, great event, great event. They rocked it, they killed it. When we did that event, I remember Keisha was like, I don't even listen to this kind of music, but we smiled, we worked, we pushed through, and that's what you have to do as a business owner in order for you to build your name. Because what happens is, at the end of the day, um, you can make more money, and sometimes it does not. Now, there's always that money factor, right? And then sometimes, so for example, if I had canceled the contract, right, I'm going to get to keep the money. However, and they could do a chargeback or whatever. However, because of the contract, they breached the contract, I would end up keeping the money. But you have to ask yourself, is that worth that person not working with you again, or bad mouthing you? Because no matter, regardless of whether you have absolutely nothing to do with it, you did everything that you were contractually obligated to do. Okay, I'm like Monique now. Okay, big Monique. She did everything she was contractually obligated to do, right? However, because Tyler and Oprah were the big dogs, it's like the event planners in the city are the big dogs, right? So now, if I don't make this work, there's a strong possibility that a person would say, well, we worked with her company and they didn't do this or they didn't do that. It's always going to fall back on you. Always going to fall back on you. So we did things yesterday that we were not contractually obligated to do. However, it's just a part of the game, and we are about anything. You have to do sometimes anything that you can do just to to get it over with, because you've gotten paid and you got to get it over with. So today is day 2. We've got about 200 shirts there. Nobody wanted the white shirts, y'all. Nobody wanted white shirts. We had blue. Blue seemed to be the hit. We had black. Black shirts seemed to be the hit. The blue shirts did not hit. I'm sorry, the white shirts didn't hit. But what I did at the end of the event, because I knew that we got to get rid of those shirts, we just left those shirts sitting out. And so today, the event starts at 10, but I'll arrive about, I'm contracted to be there at noon, which that's what time I'm going to be there today. I'm not going to be able to give them an early day today. We're going to go straight with the contract today because my dogs got loose this morning. So Ken's at the pound. He just called and said that he got them out. And so we're just going to go in. We're going to finish up those shirts. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to pivot. We're going to do things a different way, right? So we are going to, what we're going to do is move the press out on the dock so that they can knock those shirts off. I'm going to have stickers that I'm going to write the people's names and designs, and we'll send out, like, I'll get like 50 who, here you go, write your name and design that you want on it, stick it on the shirt. I'll stack it up. We'll run those shirts out to Ken. They'll print them. They can come back in. The sticker will still be at the bottom of the shirt. They can pick up the shirts that way. So that's going to be the plan for today. Today has to work smooth. Yesterday we hustled. We proved, hey, that we're the best to do it, and we've already showed why they should hire us and bring us back again. So everybody's happy now. Today, hopefully, I will get to not only just be that customer service girl, but today, hopefully, I'll be able to get out and mingle, give out some business cards, do a little talking, hopefully, get some content for my social media and things like that. I've got a lot of content that I have not been putting out, so hopefully, get a chance to get all of that stuff done, to get my content out, y'all, and get ready for tomorrow's event. But building relationships is very, very important. Very, very important for you to build business relationships if you're going to be in any type of business, right? And being able to talk to people and be a team player, right? And sometimes, as a team player, like I said, you gotta, you know how they say, cover your quarterback? Mm-hmm. That event planner is your quarterback. And so, you know, sometimes, and you can't always take a hit for somebody else's mistakes, right? Um, of them not knowing things. However, when you see that you can cover it and you look and you say, who's paying me, right? Then you have to do what you got to do to make sure that they're good. Not only that, I'm a very strong person, and so I know personalities, and I know when people um, are not able to take that hit, right? And I'm looking at this lady, and she's freaking out. Me, I'm able to take that hit. Sure, we can get that done for you. It's just going to cost you a little bit more, right? And so, because I'm so used to saying no, 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 I tell people, learn how to say no and learn how to say, well, anything is possible, right? And when you tell people, anything is possible, of course, it comes with a cost, and you don't hesitate. Some people are like, well, it's going to be more money. No, anything's possible. Anything is possible. We can make anything happen. And so it works. I knew that yesterday that my quarterback was in panic mode. And so I said, you know what, let me do this. And we talk because we're girls, right? Women, y'all know we gonna cover each other's asses. Yeah, we gonna cover. So everything's going good. We're gonna go in. We're gonna do that today. So yesterday I did have to put off my other client, which is way on the other side of town. So neither event is in the city of Dallas. One is in Grapevine. One is in Waxahachie. But I left that event. She had a lot of stuff going on. The event that we're doing tomorrow. So tomorrow we have two events going on. Ken and I are going to be at one event. Ken, me, and Adrian, and my daughter Kiana and my son, they're going to be at another event. They're excited because they're going to do an event on their own for the first time. This will be the first time that they've ever um, done an event solo, but they're ready. And I know that Kiana she's me on steroids. I birthed a child that if you're a mother and and you've raised a kid, and you've raised a kid that has like all of your good traits, but they're like 10 times better than you, and it just comes natural. I don't know if it's from her, um, I don't know if it's from her, um, being raised in around a print business or what, but when I tell y'all, the girl has her customer service is just so natural, and she's just so great at she's 10 times better than me. She's 10 times better than I could ever be. I had to learn customer service. I had to I'm not really I really don't like talking to customers like that. I guess, being on YouTube has kind of changed that to where I am used to it. I'm used to it anyways, like talking to people over the phone because I talked to people on the phone for so many years. And so talking on the phone is what I love to do. But when I'm tired, I don't really like to hold conversation. And I have learned to do that. But for her, it comes absolutely just natural. It comes absolutely natural for her, guys. And let's see, I need to do my eyebrows, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to gel these babies down if I can find what I'm looking for. So for her, it comes natural. Tomorrow, we're going to have a challenge. And I met the client that flew in. They got in yesterday. The area that we're supposed to print tomorrow is, thank you, Keisha. The area that we're supposed to print at tomorrow is, and Keisha, you're, you have that gift. You remember I told you, I said you're going to do great at stuff because you just have that gift. Um, Tomorrow it's going to be rain. The area that we're supposed to be in at the stockyard is super, super muddy, y'all. It's going to be a huge challenge. So they have actually moved us to another place. And so now we're going to be in a stall, probably a horse stall or something. Going to be in a stall and it's got rocks and gravel, right? And that's a problem when you have machines that are on wheels. So we got to deal with that. But I think that we're going to be able to just pull up and just pull up onto the seam. And I think we'll be able to make that work. I think we'll be able to make it work. Um, the problem is it starts raining. The weatherman says it's going to rain from 8 a.m. all day, which means so we're going to be taking we're going to have to take our generator because there's no power. So the generator, of course, has to be covered. So we got to take the generator out, and that's going to be, I guess I'll go up today. So going to take the generator out, and then we got to make sure that we have gas for the generator and that the generator is covered because you can't run your generator in the rain. We also have to make sure that whatever we're under, if we're not under a tent that is like staked down or that's like made in the ground, then we have to make sure that that thing is not going to blow away. Because now we're talking about liability issues, right? Um, and so we got to make sure that we are on point. That's what the insurance is for. But we have to make sure that, hey, that we do everything possible that we can possibly do to make sure that we are good to go. I'm just hoping that everything is good to go. Now, that event is going to be 400 shirts. No shirts are pre-printed. So what I'm going to do is, being that the event is going to be have a lot of rain, hopefully if we get in at 4, we'll be able to knock off maybe 100, 150 of those shirts, just so that we have something to work with. Because anytime that you're dealing with the weather, the issue of dealing with the weather and printing outside is that the temperature of the dryer can be a problem. Yes, ma'am, there will be another bosscation. I'm actually in the planning of it. I was looking at a space for it yesterday. Um, we're going to do advanced screen printing techniques and things like that at this next event. I don't want to do. I need to set up bosscation so that you know how tired I was, so that I am focused on nothing but bosscation those days. So trying to figure out Are we going to run Bosscation alongside of the impression show, or just run it separately? I think that's it, y'all. That's the look for today. I'm a plain girl, um, and this will be enough. That will be enough. So notice I don't have on a company shirt today. Um, People ask me that all the time, like, you don't ever have on, company shirts or things like that. But I got business cards, and we do have our stuff really, really low there on the scene of where we are. I think I'm good, y'all. Let's see. I could use a little lotion on my elbows, honey. Because them elbows, baby, them elbows be black. Um, but yeah, so we're probably going to run a tomorrow with it being raining outside. I'm probably going to run a low cure ink. Um, Run a low cure ink with low cure additive in it so that we can reduce that temperature. I'm thinking to take my tent, even though I know that they have things, because they may not have that wind barrier, right? So hopefully, we can make sure that we are situated to where we don't have wind coming in and that affects the dryer. So that's why we're going to run the low cure. So it's all about being able to pivot and figure out what can you do. I asked Ken this morning, can we print in the trailer? And he said no, because you can't stand up straight in the trailer. It's not enough room. So that's part of the reason why I'm actually in the process of looking for a trailer, because I want to make sure that we are able to, have something. Do I want to put any? No, I don't. I want to just be plain Jane. This is it. This will be the look. Just plain Jane, me, today. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, and it won't. Whatever happens, happens. I will make sure that they get it. It's 400 shirts. So, girl, even if I got to print them things in the back of the SUV, they'll be done. No, not really. But yeah, we'll get it done. The main thing is making sure that the generator is good and that the equipment is good. We from Texas, so we don't mind getting a little wet. I think we got wet at the event that we did together too. I think we did get a little wet, but yeah. So all right, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here, and hopefully I get to go live a little bit at the event. I may not go live, but because I'm gonna walk around and try to get some content. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hope this helps you guys out. Have a great one. Bye.